All right, let's talk about your status right now. First of all, how's the foot? I know coming off a foot injury, all good to go now?
I'm good to go, man. I'm excited. It took a while, but I took my time. I was rushing it. I had a couple fights that I was trying to get. You know, I was yelling at Johny Hendricks, trying to get him to bite at the bit because I wanted to punch him in that beard, but it didn't happen. So now I'm taking my time. I want to be 100% when I go in there.
So are you jealous? Does he have a better beard than you? Is that what the...
Man, I can't... Now, one thing, I can compete with him in fighting or wrestling. Beard, I can't. He grows that damn thing too fast. It's too thick and full. So took me like 5 months. He can do this in like 3 weeks. So he got the beard game on lock.
All right, well, some people know your history with him goes way back, I guess in 2005 or something like that. But explain for those that don't know what happened with you guys and why you carried this grudge basically for 10 years now.
You know, I think it's more a grudge on my side because he actually won the match, so he's probably over it. But I wrestled him in the Big 12 finals, and if you are a college wrestler and you wrestled in the Big 12 conference, you understand that was the toughest conference in the country at that point. You know, when I All-American, my first time All-American, the guy that won the Big 12 conference, he won the NCAA. The guy that took second in NCAA. The guy that took third took fifth in NCAA. Everybody who placed in the Big 12 finished in the top 8 in the country. So all of us All-American. So it's important to win that Big 12 championship for bragging rights. So I was wrestling him, got in on a single leg deep at the end of the first round. He decided to take these 3 fingers, go 2-3 inches deep in someone's mouth and pull their face up. And then said I bit him. I got penalized.
Who could blame you for biting him anyway?
Well, shit, I might have bit him. But why? What wrestling coach teaches takedown defense by forgetting the wizard and just, you know what, grab his face and just lift it up. And I got penalized a point. It was the difference maker of the match. And I was just frustrated and I wanted to fight him in mixed martial arts fights. But in actuality, over the years I had to really forgive him because I realized that if I fought him, I would have fought him. I wouldn't have competed against him. I would have been out there trying to hurt him and I probably would have lost the fight. So at this point, I respect him. He respects me. He's probably pissed at me because I've been calling him out. But that's the nature of the game, you know. The squeaky wheel gets the oil, and I had to be the squeaky wheel because I know a fight against Johny Hendricks, no matter how much I like him and respect him, and we have this mutual respect for each other, the fight against him gets me in a world title picture. That's where the money's at, that's where the legacy's at, and that's where I want to be.
So did you ever think back then that maybe you would get that chance to fight him down the road 10 years later?
No, you know, because I had a couple opportunities to fight him, and his trainer said, oh, no, he wants to train a couple more months, he's not ready, because he started a few fights after me. I was an amateur for a couple years, and then he fought anyway. I'm like, well, you just said he wasn't ready to fight, so I had to really get over that. I had to really forgive that situation in my heart because I know as a competitor, you have to always be able to stay in your mind, keep your cool, and compete. I don't know if I would have been able to do that with Johny. So I actually became a fan of Johny. I love his style. I love, more importantly, his road to the top. He had to beat, like, I complain about title shots and who to fight, and other guys do. Nobody has a bigger complaint than Johny. Johny knocked out Martin Kampmann. He knocked out John Fitch. He beat Carlos Condit. He beat everybody, and he still got jumped over by Nick Diaz. And finally, he got a shot to fight GSP. Then he thought he won that fight, and he didn't. Then he fought Robbie, beat him. Then he fought him again and thought he won the fight, and he didn't. So he's had a very frustrating, last stretch. And, you know, if anybody should be having, a reason to complain, it'd probably be him.
Well, you said previously that you didn't think he wanted to fight you, but he has fought the likes of GSP and Robbie Lawler. So why do you think that he wouldn't want to fight you?
I don't think he didn't want to fight me because he's scared of competing. I think Johny is like, he's just out there having fun. He's laughing. He's getting punched. He thinks it's funny. Like, I ain't that guy. I don't want to get hit. I know he's not scared to fight me. I know he's not avoiding fighting me. He's just being a smart businessman because would you fight me? Any fight in the top 5 in the welterweight division is a risk. Do you fight me and basically put yourself in jeopardy of losing that fight and not getting a title shot? Or if you give an opportunity to wait, why wouldn't you wait and fight for the title and make more money? So he's doing what I would do. I'm just trying to entice him and, get under his skin a little bit and try to get him to take the bait.
Well, I asked you a little earlier, you didn't want to offer an opinion, but this weekend, obviously, an important fight for your weight division. You got Rory MacDonald, the guy that actually beats you. You've been on a roll. The only guy that's knocked you off in the last 5 fights, I think. He's taking on Robbie Lawler. What are the keys to this fight for either side to win?
I think Robbie and Rory are each other's worst matchup. If he's able, meaning when I say he, I mean Rory. If Rory's able to keep the distance, keep it as a technical fight, avoid getting hit with that big left hand, a big right hook, or big uppercut, or big head kick, Robbie has a lot of heavy tools. A lot of fighters don't have weight in both hands. So if he's able to keep it on the outside, it puts him in a better position. I think their conditioning is about equal. Robbie's looked phenomenal. He's been on the tear. Obviously, as an ATT guy, I'm always going to root for Robbie. Robbie just has the ability not to give a hell. You have all this technique and all this strategy, and he'll just laugh and walk through the shit. So I think Robbie's game plan is probably just to do what he did the first time, just not, give too much attention to Rory's technical mannerism and just walk through him and try to knock him out. And I'm gonna have to go with Robbie this weekend.
Well, as I say, as an observer, it's kind of a difficult fight for you, right? Because you're an ATT guy, that might make it difficult for you to get a shot. And then, but you don't want to root against your teammates. So what do? Just kind of sit back and what happens, happens?
Well, in general, I just got to be able to separate the two. As a teammate and a friend, and really, Robbie's had the best comeback story in all of mixed martial arts. Nobody has left the UFC at a young age, started at a young age, went to some other leagues, had some success. He had a rough patch in his last, few fights in Strikeforce. He switched a division, goes on this complete rampage in the UFC, wins the world title, realizes his dreams. How many times have we seen that? So for me, you got to respect that guy. He's such a nice, genuinely nice guy, humble guy, hard worker. If you don't like Robbie, something's wrong with you. So for me, I want to see him win. I want to see him continue to be the champion. And I'm not next for the title shot. So I don't really have to focus and think about fighting him yet. I got to focus on who's next. And when I get to that point, me and Robbie will sit down, we'll talk, we'll grab some lunch, we'll see what it is. I know him, man. He's a fighter. He's probably going to be like, man, let's do it. It's 25 minutes. We'll hug and shake hands and go grab a beer afterwards.
Well, you mentioned you weren't next. Johnny gets a fight next.
Johnny might get a fight next.
If Rory did lose, do you want to get that rematch?
I'd rather fight him as a champion, because I didn't complain about the fight. Obviously people who know me know that was uncharacteristic of the way I fought him, and I don't believe in taking it away from a guy that prepared. Didn't get into the distractions, didn't get caught up into the media. He focused on me. He went out there and executed. He had a great fight. I never take that away from a guy, but everyone knows what I'm capable of doing. They didn't see it that night. I want to earn that shot. I want to earn that fight. And I think that if he loses, then I'm going to be off of a win. They don't really like to match up someone off a loss with a guy that's off a win. So probably the next time I get a chance to fight him is for the title.